That looks kind of straight to me, I think. Fine. Welcome back to my channel, The Daily Wine. So today we are going to be trying a botanical wine. I know I haven't done a wine tasting for a very long time. But I've been very, very busy, and summer is like the busiest month of the year for me. So we continue, we strive on, and we're back to doing the wine tasting properly this time. So yeah, we're going to be trying a botanical wine, and I'm going to be giving you my hints and tips and the do's and don'ts of how to travel abroad during a pandemic. Not everyone would recommend it. I would. If your mental health is in the gutter and you're stressed, you've got a lot going on, you don't have any free time, just go on holiday. Like, if you're safe and you take all the right precautions, you're fine. I don't really know how to explain it because I know it doesn't sound very good. And when at the beginning of the pandemic, when I first heard that people were going on holiday, I was like, well, how stupid do you want to get? But I couldn't have felt safer. Everything is cleaned 1,000 times a day. We'll get to it in a minute, but yeah, it's gonna be my little guide to how to travel during a pandemic. So, first of all, let's get on with trying the wine. I also have to explain, I realised that every time you're here, you see like the green, I don't know if you can see it properly, like there's like a green bed cover that I have that's like foresty, matches the wallpaper. We do change our bed sheets, it's the nicest one to match our bedroom, so we put it on and then wash it and have one on for like a day and then put this one back on because it's our favourite. We're not just tramps, so yeah. So, we are trying the 3 Mils Rose, Strawberry and Elderflower Botanical Wine. So this was a kind of like, I'll show you if you remember, the one I did that was cucumber, lime and elderflower, I want to say. This is another one like that. So it's not very high percentage, it's 5.5%. And it says, a blend of juicy strawberry and delicate elderflower flavours with hints of rosewater, beautifully balanced for a medium dry, refreshing rosé. Serve chilled and enjoy shared with friends. Summer vibes all year round. It's vegan, which is good. Made using 100% renewable electricity. That's different. Oh, saving the planet and whatnot. It smells very strong actually. For a 5.5% wine, that does smell a lot stronger than you would think. But I like 3 Mils. I think the botanical packaging that they use is really pretty. Like, how could you not want to buy that? It's just so cute. You can't really see on the camera, but there's like little like doodles on the dark red, which just makes it really nice, like a little gold border and stuff. So yeah, I know that I like the last one. The last one has a little bit of a weird aftertaste for me, so I'm hoping I won't have the same problem with this one, but who knows? Let's give it a try. Cheers! Oh, that tastes like the strawberry fruit shoot. Oh my goodness. What's falling from me? I love the strawberry fruit shoot. Yeah, wow. A little bit yogurty, a little bit fromage frais. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's really nice actually. That's just very, very smooth, which you do expect from a 5.5%, but that is super smooth. A little bit of a weird aftertaste, but it's not horrendous. It's just not like, it's not like there's no aftertaste. I like it when there's none, but there is an aftertaste, which I'd rather there wasn't. But again, that could be because I haven't eaten today, so that's my first meal of the day and it's nearly 3 o'clock, so amazing. What would I rate that out of 10? Now, I really like that. I like that more than I like the other one, I'm afraid. Which is a shame because I really like elderflower, but there is elderflower in this one as well. So I think that's probably why. But it's another one Perry got me for my birthday. I think that's probably why, because I say I like elderflower. Much prefer that one. The other one tastes a little bit too much like Pimm's, but this one doesn't. It just tastes like a nice, refreshing rosé. So I would probably rate it an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, love the taste. Don't care for the aftertaste, which brings it down a point, and it's not that strong, which is like another half a point off. However, the rest of it is banging. The colour is nice, the flavour is nice. It's very, very refreshing. It's not giving me indigestion or anything. Yeah, delightful wine overall. Let's move on. So, travelling abroad during a pandemic. Now, like I was saying earlier, I understand not everyone's going to recommend it, and I wouldn't recommend it for everyone. However, if you have had such a shocker of a year, and I don't mean just the pandemic, like yes, everyone has had a sucky year because everyone's been in lockdown and stuff, but I mean if like outside of that as well, you've had such horrifying things going on, not horrifying, but like just a bit traumatic, you know, just things like, I've never experienced this before and I never want to experience it again. Not just the pandemic. Again though, for some people who live on their own and stuff, I probably would, because you've spent all of your time just alone in lockdown. It's horrible. We actually met a girl out there who was just like, yeah, I just had to get away on my own. I couldn't figure it out with friends, so I've just come here alone, which was going to be my plan had Perry not been able to come with me. So yeah, it's one of those things. Like I say, I've had a bit of a rubbish year, like my nan passing away, my dog passing away last year, and then we went into the first lockdown, and then my holiday got cancelled, and then my nan passed away, and we had a horrible Christmas without her, and it's just been like a lot. It's just, and I was actually thinking back, I have not had like one nice year since 2015. Like I haven't had a year without something really, really horrible happening since 2015, which is absolutely insane. Like, what's going on? And it's not even like small things either. It's not like, oh, I broke my foot or anything. It's like, generally horrible things that have happened. So yeah, I was just like, I need to go away and I need to escape. So I left. So I just kind of wanted to talk through how it is traveling. So where we went, Malta, you don't have to take a COVID test before you go. I had been taking them pretty much every week anyway. I think I did the last one a week before I was due to fly. It was the Sunday before, so I'd already taken one. So you can take them beforehand, but they don't require you to take one or to show a negative test. What you do need to fill out is a public health declaration form, and you need to fill out a passenger locator form. So on the public health declaration, it's a bit different to what it used to be. You just have to sign and say, I'll be only traveling through these countries. I can't remember what else is on that one. I think it's literally just that, and it's just saying, here's my declaration. If I'm needed to be contacted, I can be, and here are my details if something happens because of the pandemic, blah, blah, blah. On the passenger locator form, however, you have to fill it out a little bit more in depth, and both you and whoever you're traveling with has to do this. It does say one per family, but just get everyone to fill them out. So you have to put in all of your details, all of your contact details. You have to put down your flight number, emergency contact details. You have to put down the address that you're staying at, because that's called your temporary location. You also have to write temporary residence, sorry, and you also have to write down your permanent residence. So it's quite a big chunky form. I'll put a picture of it up here. So you have to fill that out. So we flew with Ryanair. They were pinging up on our app saying, please upload your documents. You need to upload your COVID documentation. So we were like, oh, okay, because we were reading that you just had to present them like by hand. So we took pictures of them and I uploaded them. This was literally just before we were leaving for the airport, and uploaded them there. And then it's kind of a weird one, like they kind of need everything. So some people want the stuff by hand, some people want the stuff on the app. So if you're going, just do both. Don't just go, oh, well, I've uploaded it to the app or I've uploaded it to this, because what you're going to want to do is, it's much easier if you've got some paper and use some on the app, because you also have to show your COVID pass as well. So if you've been double vaccinated, so you don't have to quarantine when you're over there, you need to show that you've basically got that. So you get a little COVID pass on your app with 2 barcodes on, and you have to show that you've had dose 1 of 1, dose 1 of 2, and dose 2 of 2. So you need to show that. So for me, it was much easier to go like that, and then trying to jump through the apps was a bit difficult because she didn't want to see my paper. So she was like, okay, I needed to move to the side because I was holding everyone up, because jumping between the 2 apps was just a bit of a nuisance. Take screenshots is better, I would say, than using it directly from the app, because using the app, like I say, is often reliant on internet signal, and my signal was just being so slow. So I just thought, you know what, I'll screenshot. So that's what I did for the way back. So that's all you need to get there, really. Airport safety was pretty good. Was it though? So it's all your basic safety checks, and a couple of people check your COVID pass, but that's pretty much it. No one tests your temperature and no one tests anything else. There are lots of signs around saying if you have any symptoms, go home, but that's pretty much it. I was expecting someone there to be testing your temperature. However, they didn't, I don't think. No, they didn't. So that's about that for traveling there. Then once you land in the airport, they had a massive long queue for the health bit, which luckily we managed to get through quite quickly, which is where we need to hand over our passports, public health declaration, our other declaration and show them our COVID passes as well. And they had to check that, but so many people were having stuff that had gone wrong that I just said, thank God we filled out our documents, because I'm one that when we go on holiday, I really like to be prepared. So I was looking every day, like, has there been a change in the documentation you need? And then luckily I spotted something on one of the Facebook groups, and I was like, oh, thank God, because it was really unclear on the government website, so it was much clearer on the Facebook groups, and then they direct you to the Maltese government website, which is even more helpful. So yeah, that was that. And then yeah, queuing up in the thing, just waiting for him to check over our documents, and then as soon as you do that, you come out the back and leave. Then to travel home. So to travel home was a little bit annoying. So we checked in, obviously, and arrived at the airport and saw like this massive long queue, which is the check-in queue. So we were like, oh, okay, we don't need to do that. We walked straight, we joined the queue to begin with, and then we were like, hold on, wait, we don't need to check in, do we? And as we were walking away going, oh, how stupid, we didn't even need to check in, we go through, and he's like, do you have your slip? We were like, excuse you? And he's like, the slip of paper. I was like, no, COVID pass. He's like, no, you need to get that from the check-in. I was like, but we've checked in online. He was like, no, now that's where they check your documents coming home. He was like, so that queue is everyone, even if they checked in or not. I was like, oh no. We'd literally been queuing for 10 minutes before we realised, and it was a long queue. So it took us about half an hour, 45 minutes to get down that queue, but we were probably more half an hour, to be fair. We were stood chatting the whole time. So yeah, that's what you had to do for that. You had to show them, again, passport, NHS document. You had to fill out a passenger locator form to get back into England on the government website. You make your own account, but you can only fill that in 48 hours before you're due to fly. So we filled that in just before we left for the airport again. And yeah, show them a picture of that on your phone. Oh, they send you like a confirmation email with all your details on, like 4 pages long. We showed them that. And our COVID pass, they're gonna think, our passport, and something else. Oh, proof of negative COVID test as well. So this was the only other annoying thing. So our holiday was fairly cheap. It was like £470-ish per person. But with all the COVID stuff that you have to add on, it adds on like 150 quid. So we had to pay for a day 2 tests to be taken once we arrive. So they, obviously it's a massive money making scam, the tests. Like, yeah, I fully believe COVID's real and stuff, but the testing is an absolute load of crap. So they make you pay privately for a test because apparently the NHS tests aren't good enough. So why is everyone else allowed to take them then? So we got asked from Expert Medical, which was luckily the cheapest. It was still £28 each. And now the government is saying that they're not allowed, so you have to go to the next ones, which are even more expensive. So yeah, that was £28 each that we had to pay for, and that's to be delivered, and they work it out when you tell them you're going to arrive based on when they should deliver it. Then you have to pay, whilst you're out there, up to 72 hours before you leave. You have to pay for a COVID test. Again, you can't take NHS tests out there. You can pay for ones in England privately and take them out as long as they're approved on the Maltese or UK government listed website. And if they're not approved, then you can't. If you take them with you, you run the risk of not being allowed back home. So we obviously didn't do that. We were just like, we'll pay for when we're out there, because we'd read that they were like 30 to 35 euros. Unfortunately, we went to the first place we could find because all the other places were quite far away, and we turned the corner and this one was next to our hotel. It was the Aura Clinic 2, and that was 40 euros each. So that was expensive as well, which we weren't really expecting it to cost that much, but luckily we paid for it, got our negative test back, and that you have to show at the airport or you will not be allowed back. I was thinking, would I be sad if I had to quarantine in a 32-degree country for 2 weeks? Not really. Once we'd had our negative COVID test checked, our passenger locator form that we filled in 48 hours beforehand, and our passports and stuff. Once we'd had that checked, the lady at the check-in gives us a little slip of paper. Then you go through. Then you go through duty free. That's all fine. Then you go to the lounge just to chill. Then all of a sudden it went I will say, both times we flew there and back, the time went so quickly. Like, we had no time to sit down to wait. It was just bam, on your flight. It was, I think because of all the extra checks, like there's no waiting around anymore. You are literally just in and out, which is really nice. As usual, boarding is the same. So you have to give in your boarding pass. You have to show your what's it called, passport. You have to show that little slip of paper, which thank God so basically, sorry, I'm not making much sense at the minute. I took that slip of paper. I thought it was just to get through the check, so like to get past the border control or whatever they are. I just chucked it in my bag, but I said to Perry, I was like, Perry, do do you know where the piece of paper is? He was like, what piece of paper? Do we still need it? And we just see that everyone giving it. I had no idea it was to get on the plane, to be allowed onto the shuttle to transfer you to the plane. I was like, oh my god, because I just chucked it in my bag recklessly. I almost threw it away, and I thought, oh, I better keep it just in case, but my memory is so bad, I just chucked it in there, forgot where it was immediately, and then started panicking. But yeah, that's what you need to show them, is the little thing, which basically means that they don't have to check over your government one again, your passenger locator form. Then get onto the plane, come back, and then you're done. Yeah, so a quick roundup on the way there. It depends where you're going. For a green country like where we went, you don't need a negative COVID test. You just need to have filled in a public health declaration and a passenger locator form. You obviously need your airport and your boarding pass as well. On the return, you need to have a day test booked to be delivered here, because you put that reference on your passenger locator form that you also need to come home. You also need proof of negative COVID test, your boarding pass, your passport, sorry, and what else? I think that was it. And then yeah, once you're back, you do a day 2 test, send it off. Took me like a week for my results to come in. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would recommend it. Was the whole process now is it's so easy. It's a little bit costly, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not entirely happy about having to spend an extra £150 or whatever getting stuff sorted, but it's in the interest of everyone's health and stuff. And if I'm honest, I'd much rather pay that and get to go abroad than not pay it and have to spend my time in England. So, because undoubtedly, no doubt, there might be a lockdown again, or there probably will be based on the figures and stuff, but I hate this country. That sounds very dramatic, but I love exploring, and I love being in the sun, and I love being able to go swimming, I love being able to like be myself and stuff, and I just feel like I am at my truest self when I'm in a different country. Like, I'd love to move abroad one day. I think it'd be amazing. So it's just been like that little boost you need when everything's been so like sad. It's just been that little boost that I've needed to just be like, do you know what? Carry on, because it's been really stressing me out. Like, I've been so down, and it's just been like a nice little boost. I have no doubt in 2 to 3 weeks the boost will have worn off. However, for now, I don't feel as sad, so that's good. As long as you're being safe, you're keeping your distance, you're wearing your mask, you're washing your hands. Like, everything out there was still as good as it is in England, if not better. Better. In every shop there's a thermometer that you have to scan before you go in. You have to wash your hands, and you have to wear face masks. Like, you have none of that in England. So yeah, it's really cool. And we were worried every time, something like, I'm in a bloody 32-degree heat country, I'm sweltering, surely my temperature is going to be high, but it wasn't. I guess it works different because it's your inside temperature, I guess. It's just nice. It was just very safe. The hotel we stayed in, everything is being cleaned consistently. Like, the cleaners must be working overtime, bless their hearts. So everything was like spotless, and it's just good. Right guys, that is all that I've got time for. Let me know your opinion in the comments. I know some people don't agree with going abroad during a panini, but I know I don't either, unless you're being safe. So let me know down below, what would you think? Would you go on holiday at the moment? Would you not risk it until it's completely over, which could even be 2 or 3 years, you know? Or it could be like an annual thing where you just have to get your jab every year, like the flu. Are you gonna wait until the flu becomes like an annual flu to go on holiday again? What are you gonna do? Let me know down below. And please don't forget, if you've enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys. It's been lovely chatting to you again. I hope you're having a lovely day. Stay safe, and remember, all for wine, wine for all. Peace. Didn't record that whole time, that's fun. So where did I get up to before the camera died? Oh, thumbnails are so cringe. I'm signing off now. Goodbye.